Okay, Basil, well, welcome. I'm so excited to speak to you today. Let me introduce you first of all. This is Basil. Your surname is Reynolds?
That's
Basil
right, yeah.
Reynolds. And Basil is many, many things. You're a coach, you're an inspirational speaker, you're now an author because you've
Yeah.
launched your first book, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. And I know you also you write and perform rap songs as well. Is there anything I've forgotten in all of that?
No, I think that's it.
That's it. Brilliant. Excellent. Well, the reason, guys, that I'm interviewing Basil today is because Basil he did his first coach. That was the first time you trained in coaching, wasn't it? When you
Yeah.
came to us. And he's gone on and done some really great things. And it was such a privilege having him as one of our students. And I remember coaching him very well. It was like an epic coaching session we did in the middle of the course. So I thought it'd be really good just to talk to him about his experience and what God has just opened up really since then, and how he used the coaching in your life. So first of all, let's just start at the beginning. Why on earth did you, out of the blue, choose to go and do an online coach training course? What drew you to it?
My sister Janet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been speaking about the coaching for a while, and she knows that for me as well. I did a lot of mentoring, and I really like to work in that kind of way where you allow the person to speak and find out what's inside them and help bring it out. And she just said to me, "You're going to do this course," and then she booked it.
Brilliant. Excellent. That's a good to say.
Brilliant.
Were you pleased that she did that? How did you,
Oh,
yeah?
yeah, definitely. That was life changing. It was definitely life changing. Definitely one of those key moments in your life where you think, okay, this is what I was made to do. This is what I was built for. Everything just kind of aligned. And then also it aligned things that I'd done in my past. So everything began to align, and I began to really see, okay, now I understand. It brought a lot of understanding as well. That was really good.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
good.
So it sounds like it's had an impact on you sort of in your knowing your own purpose, but also getting skills. So do you want to just sort of maybe outline what you remember of the course and what you enjoyed about it?
But enjoyed the group, the cohort,
Yep.
really good. I really just enjoyed the different modules. Really enjoyed the different modules. I love resonance. For
Yep.
me, that is so key. But dream awakening, to awaken someone's dreams, I think is probably one of the most powerful things, because every child dreams,
Yep.
and yet not every adult dreams.
Yep.
So that there is something that happens to us, and that can limit. And regardless if someone's has a belief and has a relationship with God, or even someone that doesn't, dreams can be impacted negatively and limiting beliefs. It's like, I know that we're only born with two fears: the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Every other fear is learnt. So we learnt so many negative things that limit us, that hinder us, that can be unlearned. So for me, the different modules in the course that were unlocking these things that allow people to experience a bit of freedom in different areas of their life, for me is like, it's so powerful. Because when I read about Jesus, he set people free. He says he
Yep.
came to set people free. He unlocked things that were blocks and obstacles in people's lives. So even for us to be able to do that in a little way and partner up to the work that he was doing in little ways, to me is like, that's it. And then to be able to be paid to do it as well is like, wow, I feel like I'm cheating someone.
Too good to be true that you get
Yeah,
paid for doing something that's so much fun. That's
yeah.
brilliant. So you didn't know anything about coaching when you took the course, is that true? Or
No, I didn't.
no? So you're
No.
brand new to the coaching. Just talk a little bit about the journey through the course, like personally, what happened to you as you were learning to coach?
To begin with, it was like, it was all brand new. So my first fears that I had to face was actually doing the coaching bits. I was thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. And then you kind of, all these things started to come up, but then there are things that are addressed within the coaching modules. So
Right.
the limiting beliefs that you have about what you're going to do, you address in the coaching module, because you have to coach someone about limiting beliefs. So it's almost like a lot of the fears and the things that I had, we end up covering in the different modules, whether it's identity, whether it's audience impact, whether it's life messages, whether it's finding our, our soapbox and our values.
Yeah.
So you go through everything that really you can work on yourself, and you not only come out a coach, but you come out coached. So it's like, it's a win-win. For me, it was a win-win.
Brilliant, brilliant. So yeah, so for people that would be watching this, you do actually get some coaching as well, don't you, through
Yeah,
the course as well?
yeah,
So because you coach each other, right? So
yeah.
you kind of got coached and you learnt to coach as
Coached.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember an epic coaching session that I did with you. So for those watching, we you know, you learn the material, there's workbooks and everything, but you also get coached sometimes by me. And I remember it was actually about a dream that we got you. It was the dream awakening part of the
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
and we expanded out your dream and your vision and got you to talk about some amazing, incredible, big, God just gave you this big picture, didn't he?
yeah.
That was just mind-blowing, I think, for you at the time. So just tell me about what that was like for you to have that coached out of you, and then what happened next.
Yeah, that was like, that must have been deep down, because I didn't realize that was there. But then for it to come out, it almost like, it gave me something to aim at. It gave me something to establish goals around as well, because it's almost like I saw the bigger picture.
Yeah.
I saw the bigger picture, and it was almost like, now I can begin to set goals that are aligned with that dream that I saw, that, you know what I mean? And it's still
Now,
happening today.
everybody's curious. What is the dream? Do you want to give it to people in short? What came up for you as your big sort of life vision? Would you call it that?
Yeah, yeah, because it was to inspire a generation,
Yep.
and just to raise up an army of young people that are able to be their best selves, and know who they are, and know the Lord. Do you know what I mean? It was just really to raise up a generation.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So what did you find out from the coaching that you didn't know before? Did you kind of know that was big part of your purpose, or
No,
no? So it was
no,
brand new from that
yeah,
coaching session.
yeah, yeah,
That's
pretty much.
amazing, isn't it? And what has happened since then? Because you obviously graduated from the
Of
course,
course.
and what's happened in your life since then?
I've done another business course.
Yep.
I wrote a book, Finding the Music Inside,
Yep.
your inner algorithm to a more meaningful life. And I'm also now, with a few other coaches, we've started a company called Mission to Change the Narrative. And that is to go into schools and help young people, whether from primary age to university, to help them break limiting beliefs and really be their best selves, and just open their eyes to the possibilities of what's ahead of them, to understand that we are spiritual beings. Do you know what I mean? So really, yeah. So it just goes in line with that dream.
So you're stepping forward step by step into that
Yeah,
vision of raising up a whole army and changing a generation.
yeah.
That's incredible. And we just coached just now, for those watching this, Basil kindly agreed to get filmed and to get coached to add into our training course. And I know that God just showed you something about how important it is to help people to disable their limiting beliefs. And why is it so important to you, do you think, to help these young people get rid of their limiting beliefs, or anyone get rid of them limiting beliefs?
Because for me, it's like, anything that limits us cannot be from God.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that limits us, because he wants us to be who he made us to be. And the only way we can be who he's created us to be is by seeing the limiting beliefs gone. seeing the limit, so helping people to see better, to walk better, to stand better. I believe it positions them then to be able to hear the Holy Spirit. It positions them to be able to understand that God has always been there. He's always been calling. He's always been loving. But the limiting beliefs they're always going to distort what's beautiful.
Yeah.
Always going to distort. So it's just really giving people a clearer picture of even of who they are.
So it's like you see limiting beliefs like they're blinders to sort
Yeah.
of stop people experiencing and seeing the full gamut of God and their lives and everything. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one of my favorite quotes is Edmund Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
He climbed Mount Everest, but before he climbed Mount Everest, he was speaking to a student union in Oxford, and halfway through his lecture, he turned around to the mountain and he said to the mountain, just shaking his fist, having a rant at a picture, but he says, "Mountain, you've grown as much as you're going to grow, but I'm still growing." So he just understood if he kept on working on himself, that one day he was going to outgrow the obstacle. And I believe, I'm a firm believer now that with the coaching, that if we can help and coach people, we can actually see them outgrow the limiting beliefs and outgrow the obstacles that are hindering them. And to me, that's just like, it's so beautiful, because that's what Jesus did in my life. He helped me with my limiting beliefs, so that I was able to be saved. Do you know what I mean? So he opened my eyes. Do you know what I mean? He helped me walk upright. And, you know, so for me, it's like, it just so fits. It just so fits with what I believe and what inspires me.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So you said just before we came into the interview, you said, "Oh, I've got all my coaching books here and I look at them all the time. I refer to them." So what sort of things did you learn? What sort of skills? What did you take away from learning all of this, which now you're offering people?
Yeah, so many, because it's like, I keep refreshing, but things like just visualization.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And using like the meta view, different perspectives. And it's like, oh, there's so much. There is so much. I'm always going to refer back to the grow model.
Yeah.
Always going to use that as like the foundation. But just the different tools that you can use in different situations. It doesn't have to be, because one of my main things with working with schools is, in school, I did an article recently on LinkedIn about every child. If every child matters, every child needs a coach. That was my thing. And the thing is, with the education system, it's one size fits all. There's one way and one module of learning for young people. And for some young people, maybe the creatives, they don't learn. They struggle within that environment. But with coaching, it's not one size fits all. It's all based on the experience of the coachee, and
Yeah.
then you work with what you got. That's what the coach's job is, to work with what he's got. It's not about the coach bringing what he's got into it. No, you work with what the coachee has, and you let them explore and develop the very things inside them, and trust that the very thing that is inside them is what God placed within them when he first made them. So it's just, to me, it's so good, because it's like a discovery of finding what God's done in this person in the very beginning. And what you're doing, you're chipping away at all the dirt and the madness that's developed in them, and helping them see. So I just use that tool. That's my toolkit. I've got chisels, I've got hammers in that toolkit, whether it's like using the different aspects, the thing. But for me, it's like, the one I've used mostly with the artists that I've been working with has always been life message, impact, audience.
Right. The life purpose toolkit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Because what I find with a lot of artists is it helps them to understand that they're unique.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to view success the way Taylor Swift might view success. No, what's success to you? And then help them understand their life message and their individual audience, and the impact that they can have on their audience, and then to get them to write out a life purpose statement. So
Yeah.
I use that one a lot with
Yeah.
artists.
That's really good to hear. Wow. And how does it impact them going through those tools and being coached in that way? What's some of the results you've seen?
Oh, the feedback's been really good. The testimonies have been really, really good, because especially within artists never focus on their development. They only focus on their professional development. So whether it's songwriting, vocals, or musicianship, but they never actually focus on themselves. So for them, it's
It's
like,
like looking after their own heart and
yeah.
yeah.
So to them, it's been really good, especially when you can look at a lot of the industry and how many suicides have happened within the music industry, and how many people have ended up addicted, whether it's to alcohol or drugs or a life controlling substance. It to me, it's just like, it's such a need. There's such a need. I think in all of the arts, really, it's such a need for more coaching to be done.
And how does, like, obviously this is really good for them. You've had good feedback. What's some of the feedback been? What's some of the things they sort of feel like they get from it?
What one of them actually said, that they're thankful that a space was created where they could explore how they feel about life.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And then the person that runs the academy, he turned around and said that all of the ones that engaged in the coaching, their attitudes towards their development had totally changed. So they never missed any sessions.
Wow.
And when they came to sessions, they had prepared goals and plans to get out of the session. Wow. So we had worked, because that's one of the things I've worked with them. Like if they had a masterclass coming up with someone from the industry, we went through a to-do list. Okay, what do you want from this session? And what do you think you can benefit? So really just talk through the grow model with them, so that they could go into the meeting with a specific strategy and plan to come from it. And it's worked. It seems to have worked a lot really well for them.
Okay, cool. Okay, and so that sounds like engagement. It's like they've got more motivation, more engagement, more focus. They're more clear about where they're headed. That's really, really good. Really good. Cool. So it kind of like doing the Destiny coaching model kind of gave you clarity, and now you're giving it to others.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and
definitely.
And what would you say to people who are maybe considering, because we have coaches come to us who are already trained and they do our model, and then we have people who've never done coaching as well. But what would you say to people who are maybe considering doing our course? What would you say to them?
I would say if they want to be a coach, I think it's the ideal foundation for them to be able to coach in the correct way. And for me, it's like, if whatever we do with people, if people are going to entrust us with their dreams and the things that are their hearts, if people are entrusting us with their hearts, we need to make sure that we are trained in the right way.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
And make sure that our values and everything is right. And I think that everything that comes from the Destiny coaching, the values are right, because it's God's values, and they're the values that hold us together, really. Do you know what I mean? Good. So heaven's values, as I keep saying, I keep saying to people now, it's like with all the stuff around like George Floyd, and the breakdown of society, because society's been broken down for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. And if you understand what the Bible teaches, and Jesus spoke mostly about heaven, that our ideal is not to change what we've got, it's to bring heaven into our situation. Yep. It's to bring heaven in. We ask for his kingdom to come, and that kingdom that we're asking to come is the foundation of why we coach and why we do what we do, because we want to prepare heaven's people today. That's
amazing. Okay, so for the purposes of people watching this, what does your future hold, and what are you available for? There's two questions there. It's bad coaching. Yeah. What does your future hold? Let's do that one first. What does your future hold?
A lot of hard work, a lot of study, but also really just a lot of engagement. I want to really engage a lot of young people, do more public speaking as well, around just to really inspire people to begin to look at getting themselves developed in the right way.
Okay. And tell us about your book. Who's it for? Where can people get it?
Oh, finding the music inside. It's a mixture of my music life and coaching. I've done a
Okay.
mixture. It's a mixture of both because um, it's about, because what I found after I did the coaching course, Destiny coaching course, I realized like I was saying before, a lot of things aligned. And I called it finding the music inside your inner algorithm for a more meaningful life, because it's like when everything you value in your life is in alignment, that's when you found your music, whether it's a dream, whether it's a goal, whether it's a desire.
Okay.
And for me, it's like the two things that impact my early life was hip hop and the Lord. So I kind of
Okay.
write about those two things and how they've impacted me, but then I also use it to bring a coaching message and to inspire people to go on their journey of finding their music, because to find your music inside, you have to find the Lord.
Right.
But I
So
don't say
it's,
that. I
no,
don't say
okay.
that.
So it's for anyone then, this book, whether you're a
Yeah,
Christian, whether you're not a Christian, and it's all about finding your music inside, which is a metaphor for finding alignment with who you're meant to be, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not just for musicians or anything like
No,
that.
anyone.
Brilliant. And it's got your testimony in it and
Yeah,
it's inspiring. Brilliant. Well, and if people want to get it, how do they get it?
it's on Amazon.
Amazon. So it's
Amazon, yeah,
Finding the Music Inside, yeah?
yeah,
Brilliant.
right,
By Basil Reynolds.
yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. And what was my other question? It was what does your future hold? And yeah, what are you available for?
I'm always available to
So for
coach,
coaching,
speaking.
speaking, going into, especially to your age group, that your ideal age group is what?
I would say about 15 to 25.
Okay, so sort of younger people going
Yeah,
in, speaking, helping them to get rid of limiting beliefs, get
yeah,
out of the box, find their music, find their flow.
yeah,
Sounds amazing.
yeah,
Brilliant. And I
definitely.
can just attest to that. I mean, it's so obvious listening to you that you're a great inspirer, Basil. That's brilliant. Cool. Well, I think that was all we had to speak about. Was there anything else that you wanted to comment about with regards to anything?
Yeah, it's just that I think the course is A1. It's a top quality course. I've done another course, and the other course I did, it ended up being more like business, sales, and stuff. All that was called a coaching course.
Oh, okay.
But the best coaching course I've been on is the Destiny coaching course, because it actually teaches you the fundamentals of coaching, and you're able to adapt it to your own style and to
Yeah.
your own unique way. And I think that's brilliant. So it's the ideal toolkit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah. We don't actually teach the grow model per se. We have our own model, but we do cover it, don't we? Like with the
Yeah,
goals, the reality,
yeah,
objections. We cover the grow model, but I would say that we probably, I'm sure you'd agree that we go sort of beyond that.
yeah.
And
Because well, that's right. Because it's like for me, I use a lot of the life impacts, life purpose.
the life purpose tools, yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
they're the ones I use. And recently, I just started looking at like the Destiny wheel.
The wheel. We've got several wheels. I wonder which one. Life
The,
wheel,
no, the Destiny one. Is it? What's it called?
the
God,
readiness assessment wheel, maybe.
no. See, I've got my books
We're
right
going to
here. One
get,
sec.
you
I've got to
saw
get the
it,
book out.
you saw it here first, guys. We're going to find out
See,
which
they're
wheel.
right close to me.
Okay.
I'll tell you the one where is it? I'll tell you. It is Grace and Authority wheel.
Oh yeah, or the purpose development wheel for people with
Yeah,
questions. Yeah, that's a
yeah.
fun one.
Oh, that's so good. I have a lot of good stuff with that one.
That's
Really good.
really good. Great. Well, it's really good to hear that you've been having fun doing the coaching, and really good to hear all the stuff that's been going on. So watch this space.
Yeah.
We're speaking to an author who's going to become a best-selling author. Let's just say that, hey?
Oh, come on. That's
And a
right.
famous inspirational speaker. Thanks for
Definitely.
joining us, Basil.
Oh, it's brilliant. My pleasure.